Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. Today let's talk about a CPA business plan. So we're specifically going to be focusing on the marketing and sales aspect of the business plan. Now, the first things first is you have to make sure that you know how to qualify leads. So a lot of people when they first get started, especially if they're like a CPA, they have a lot of like friends and family coming to them. And oftentimes those people are looking for just simple tax returns. And it can be very, very frustrating, especially if you spend most of your career, doing higher level type activities. And you're looking for more of like tax planning and you're looking for just more of those higher leverage type of services. Now, the number one reason why this is so frustrating is because you know you can do more, but all the people that are coming to you tend to be like these really, really, really small people. And you're just not able to really make a lot of money. So you end up either charging for like bookkeeping or monthly accounting work. You never really get to do like the CFO services or the higher level services that you really want to. So today we're going to talk about how to actually go and get the right people in three simple steps. Now, if you want some help growing your accounting, or if you're a bookkeeper, watch this, your bookkeeping firm, and you want to avoid a lot of mistakes that most people make when they are growing their business. Okay, most people don't make it. It's the sad truth. Entrepreneurship can be challenging for most people, and most people don't make it. So if you want to go and avoid those challenges and you want to go and avoid just all the pitfalls that most people don't even know exist, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if I can help you. Now, on the call, I'm just going to look at your current situation. I want to look at your goals and I want to see, hey, if I think I can help you out, this is what the process looks like for us to work together to be able to accomplish your goals in the shortest time period possible. And if it makes sense, we can work together long term. Now, back to what we're talking about. Okay, number one, where you get your leads is going to be just as important as how many leads you get. Okay. I love using LinkedIn. Now, specifically, I love using LinkedIn for B2C marketing. And this is kind of a weird topic because most of the time when people think about it, they're thinking it's like a business to business platform. Now, the reason why I love LinkedIn for B2C, that means business to consumer, is because you can basically filter based on the job titles someone is, how long they've been in the industry, how much money they're making in a lot of cases, whether they own a company or whether they're really high up in corporate America. And you can just really filter down these demographics, get a really, really, really tight search. You can even go by geography. You can do it in your zip code, in your county, in your state, in your city, in your country, wherever you want. It gives you so much flexibility. So you can start spending all of your time building relationships and building these lists of people. Sometimes it can be 1,000, sometimes it can be up to 1,000,000 people, as many leads you can possibly ever handle. And your job is to go and just build relationships with those people over time. So that's the first place we're getting. Now, once you've built that lead list, it's very simple for you to know exactly who you're looking for in those demographics. Then you can use a tool like snov.io. It's called Snov, is how it's pronounced, I believe. And you can actually scrape the emails of all those people. Now, I'm not saying to go and make an email marketing campaign. I'm not saying that. You can if you'd like, but the method we're actually going to be doing, we're going to talk about in step number two, is creating a Facebook group to store leads, as well as running Facebook advertisements to that group using the email addresses of the people you found on LinkedIn. Now, the reason why this is so important is because if you can get a certain number of email addresses, you can plug it into Facebook's into their ad manager, and you can create what's called a look-alike audience. That means people who look very similar to these people you just submitted. So you took all your time and you like built up these lead lists on LinkedIn and you were like just really painstakingly going after the people you wanted. And then you can go tell Facebook, hey, these are some of the highest quality people that you could probably give to me. So go find people and you can have like with a 1% difference as well as all the way like to like 100% difference. Generally, the closer you can get to a 0% difference, the more likely, the more alike or more of a clone that they will be to your existing people you just set in. Now, when we're running these Facebook ads, you can set your budget for basically as much as you want. It doesn't really matter when you're first starting out because as you start growing, you can start increasing that budget based on you knowing your numbers and you knowing exactly how many leads or how many group members or how many just whatever your metric is in order to get a client. The place where most people struggle when it comes to advertising, when it comes to advertisements, is that they don't know their numbers and they start spending money willy-nilly. Okay, so generally what that looks like is they say, hey, I want to go and try like Facebook advertising. They've never ran a Facebook ad before, but they just heard from one of their friends that Facebook is a place to go and advertise. And they spend like $1,500, but they don't really know what the campaign's supposed to do, how many calls, they're supposed to actually get from this amount of money. They don't know how many calls they need to actually close a client. They don't know the quality of the client, and they're spending just huge amounts of money at one time without any experience. So they tend to get very frustrated with that, and they never advertise again. They say, my client is not on Facebook. And in order to avoid a lot of that struggle, you should probably start at a very small budget at first, and then gradually increase that budget by anywhere between $5 to $10 per day based on your goal and based on just how hard you want to push. Generally, this is easier if you have like a service that has more of like a flat, just kind of like either flat fee and it's not really variable. But in a lot of cases, it does work for like bookkeeping work as well as virtual CFO work. Um, Generally, if you're going to be doing this tactic, it does work really good if you have like just for example, if you do tax plans, right? And you know that your average tax plan is about 5 grand or 10 grand, depending on your, just depending on you. That's a lot easier for you to advertise with because you know that you're going to get $5,000 at the end of the day, right? And then you have your cost per acquisition. Generally, it's going to cost you anywhere between about 50 to about $150 per call. Now, if you know your numbers even further, how many calls it generally take for you to go and get someone to pay you money, you can then start calculating exactly how much money you need to spend in order to consistently go and bring that $5,000 in. Now, from there, we're going to be wanting to put in that advertisement. So we're going to want to direct that advertisement into a Facebook group. Now, the reason why we're doing it into a Facebook group is because it's very, very simple. It's a way that you can go and store videos, store content, store industry insider news. You can go and share news articles. You can go and have your virtual assistant go in and post content for you. And all the people are just going and seeing and just seeing you. They are really talking amongst themselves, asking stuff about a particular topic, and it's very easy for you to be seen as the leader in that community. You're almost building like this just micro incubator of people who are waiting to pay you money over time. And it's just one of the best marketing methods right now. Now, once that's happening, you want to make sure that you're posting content very consistently. So you want to be able to do either a long form video, it could be a blog post, it can be an article, but it has to be something that imbues your personality and get your face in front of people. Personally, for me, I love doing video marketing. One, because you don't really have to edit it. Two, it's very quick. Three, people really just feel like they know you. Four, it gives you that guru effect and people feel like, you just know everything. And five, it's just you shoot it, you're done. You shoot it, you're done. It's a very simple template. Very, very simple to duplicate. And you can always have these things just keep running and running and running and running in the background forever. Now, once you have that, that's step number two. Step number three is about really going deeper with your content. Okay, this is the thing that's going to warm people up. I know earlier we talked about the Facebook group being the incubator, but if you want to actually plug it into the wall and turn it on, you need that long form content. You need to be able to share client testimonials. You need to be able to share stories about your journey and about your life. You need to be able to share your background, like who are you outside of work? Where did you come from? Like, what school did you go to? What was your life like leading up to this? What inspired you to start your business for yourself? What were some of your pains, your problems, your concerns that led you to wanting to help people out in this area? Did you get hit with a giant tax bill and you regretted it forever, and now you want to help other people be able to really overcome that same issue? Right? You have to be able to tell that. People need to actually understand and know who you are before they're ready to start paying you money. And it's ridiculous, guys. So I have a Facebook group if you're not inside the Facebook group, and we have about 19,000, actually no, it's 20,000 people inside of it now, right? And we were getting some pretty good results from it. It was pretty consistent, pretty great. But it wasn't until I started mixing in that long form content and started showing off more of my personality, started showing me like when I'm driving my car, when I'm at a restaurant, when I'm just giving like really quick tips, when I'm really talking to the audience, when I'm really helping the people who are finding value, that's when things just flipped. We almost had to turn off we almost had to turn off the advertising because it was just like we had so many people coming inside of the group, but at the same time, we had so many people who had already been inside the group start just booking calls who had previously been dormant that I told my virtual assistant who does a lot of my call booking for me. I was like, hey, why don't you just take a break for this week? Because we are out of space. Like we have no more space right now. I'm either gonna have to free up more space, or I'm gonna have to go and hire like a closer because like we're just booking calls way too fast. Especially when not only do you have the content that warms people up, but your content can actually have links for people to book a call on your calendar so you can go and just talk about how your service can help them out. And that's really the three-part process you need. So one, you need to be able to identify the right kind of leads. Two, you need to be able to go and have a place to store them so that it doesn't feel like you're losing them. One kind of just key metric there, the reason why we're doing a Facebook group is also because sometimes with traditional marketing, if you don't have a place to hold them, then they just kind of you're just spending money just kind of like falls. It's almost like you have like a funnel. In marketing, they call it like a funnel. You're trying to funnel people to the phone or to working with you. And the more holes that you have in the funnel, the more water that comes out. And pretty soon, the more and more holes you have, the less it actually makes it into, whatever you're trying to go into your sales process. And you end up losing a lot of money. There's a lot of waste. But as you can make content, you start filling in the gaps and filling in those holes. Every piece of content you make fills one or two holes inside of your funnel, and now you start having zero people drop out, and now your money that you spend on advertising, you can actually drop that money and increase how much money you're making, just because you're better at converting people. And that's why oftentimes you see like on Facebook, like there's a lot of people and they have like, a 1,000 person group or a 500 person group or even like a 10,000 person group, and they are making, the least amount of people that I saw for someone who's making $10 million a year was about it was at about like 10,000. The person made like $10 million per year in top line revenue. Now that's not for an account. That's just across the different spaces online that I've been, going around. But the point of that is to say like you don't need to have 30,000 people inside your group to make great money, especially if you're going at least $5,000 a pop per year per client. You don't really need a huge volume of people. You just need to make sure the people you are actually talking to, one, really like you, and two, they're the right people. Because if you get someone who is really unqualified, then you need a whole lot more people than if you have qualified people from the start. So hopefully this video has been very helpful for you. Hopefully it's kind of pointed you in the right direction. Now, if you want some help growing your business, you think that the stuff that we just talked about today is kind of interesting and something you either haven't heard of, maybe you've heard of in the past, but you just don't really know how to implement it or do it for yourself, I encourage you to go ahead and click on the link inside the description or the comment section below to book a call with me. On that call, we're just going to look at like, where are you right now? Where do you want to go? And if I think I can help you out, I'm going to outline what that process looks like, and we can talk about working together long term so you can reach your goals in the shortest period of time. If that's you, I'll see you on the call. If you're not quite ready, I will see you inside the next video. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.